ready for Fallout. I'm ready for Dishonored. I love Dishonored as well.
Yes.
It's another great series.
Ah là là, salut YouTube.
Counting out Bethesda
On est
would
sur
be
Twitch.
a bad move to make.
Ouais,
So
est-ce
I'm
que je
always
passe à
excited
travers?
for, future announcements and
Ouais,
everything
je
they have
suis
to
devant.
offer for-
The thing was last year. they
Il
announced
est
so many
2h25.
things, right? I mean,
Je
that's
suis
the thing is they
totalement
kind of
éclaté.
like, I mean,
Et on
they
attend
have
la
to
conférence
really
Bethesda,
invest in the next
toujours sur
couple of
Twitch évidemment.
years, especially on Todd Howard's side with Bethesda Game Studios. They've said
Et
they're not
ouais,
gonna
non
talk
là,
about
je
Starfield,
pense
they're
vraiment
not
vraiment
gonna
piquer
talk
du nez.
about other
Après, il y a
Devolver.
Devolver.
Rumors though that they may have
Ça va
like
être
a new
compliqué.
game from
De
Project
se retenir de bailler.
Mango guys in Japan. Steven, what are your sources saying? What
On
should we
a
expect
récupéré
tonight?
le chat, on a un petit
Well,
logo
it's not just my sources, but
maintenant.
Twitter, Shinji
Ça
Mikami
rame pas
himself has
trop.
said that he would
On
be
devrait avoir
in
une
LA
bonne
for Sunday.
connect.
Right. So hopefully
Je
we'll
pense
see
en full
something from
screen.
him, the great creator of many of the best
Principal.
Resident Evil games, and then he did the Evil Within
Ça devrait
horror
aller.
series for Bethesda,
Yeah.
with a younger designer who led Evil Within 2, and it'll be great to see.
On va
if
attendre que
he
ça
puts out
commence
something,
tranquillement.
New. Also, I just want to see.
Pour l'instant, je joue sur mon téléphone, hein, vraiment. On est à la cool.
We saw them dabble with VR for a while.
Je pense qu'il va rien se passer, vraiment Devolver 4h du mat, pas du tout. Pas du tout.
We've seen Doom on the Switch already.
J'ai envie de bailler toutes les 12 secondes quoi.
That would be
J'ai
great.
tellement envie de
Yes,
bailler
that
que j'ai
would-
envie de
that
bailler
would be
pendant que j'ai
great
envie de bailler,
that
tu
But,
t'imagines?
you know, I wonder where we'll see Bethesda
Catastrophe,
go
quoi.
if there's going to be some experimentation. I would love
Je
to
devrais
see.
lancer un jeu à côté,
Yeah.
c'est jouer
If his
à
ultimate was the
Xbox, je sais
BFG,
pas.
and just
Oh my god.
annihilate
Oh, I
the
got
screen,
the-
pixelated.
Faut qu'il
You
fait
know,
passer le
Eternal I
temps.
played a couple weeks ago, and I gotta say I had a lot
C'est
of fun with
compliqué,
it.
là.
It was really fast and frenetic, and it's just
That
like.
is easily
Très
one of the most
compliqué.
anticipated games left, and I hope we get to see a little.
Allez,
more.
stop
Again, like,
bullshit.
They showed some stuff last year at QuakeCon, but what I played, like people tonight see what I got to play. I mean, I was.
Bon,
really
on va
blown
pas
away.
reparler de la
It's,
conférence Xbox, c'était pas
super
ouf.
fast and fun and classic Doom.
Super pulse
Le mec en parle
great
quand même, c'est-
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Just fun gun control.
Exactly.
It's
Mick
great.
Gordon with the
Yeah.
yeah. So I think
Bon,
it's,
c'est fluide, on en
that
HD,
one I
tac
think is gonna
tac.
pop in a pretty good way for Bethesda.
En
But you're right,
1080p
it's
60
an
FPS,
interesting
donc
year
c'est
for
bien.
them because
Firefox qui était
coming out of
chier.
Fallout 76 and like
Totalement
what's their
à
big
chier.
holiday game? I assume it's Doom.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what do they have in
Vraiment,
the future? And but I do say like Bethesda tends to see E3 as the
Je me suis
place
dit,
to kind of
peut-être que
announce
Firefox,
pretty
avec
much
le
everything,
temps, ça s'améliorait.
right?
Well,
Il avait été bien à peu près. Non,
Yeah.
Chrome avec le temps, je me suis dit, bon, peut-être donner de la merde, en fait, non.
Bethesda wasn't even doing these press conferences.
Right.
It's still a testament.
They
Ça reste
started, I
toujours
think
le
it was with was it Fallout 3, I think they started. Might have been with
Maybe,
Todd
yeah.
going out and doing, and it was only like you said, like 4 or 5 years.
28 les gars.
Testament to what they've built up, that
Yeah.
they've
Moi,
been
je dis
able
ça.
to be prolific enough and successful enough
Ça, je
to
dirais.
have their own show. I think that's a credit to them.
Yep.
And you never know. I mean, maybe we just saw Microsoft had a surprise studio acquisition. Maybe there's more studios coming into the Bethesda family.
Well, and Kenny made a good point about like Dishonored, which again is like an amazing franchise.
Absolutely.
Sort of has
Yeah.
been on the shelf for a couple of years now. probably
Absolutely.
3 years, but still, it's like people would love to see that. And Bethesda is pretty good, I think, about
Pour faire tous
using
mes
their
réglages
franchises. Yeah,
du
well, you look at, like
stream.
id now, it's like
Il n'y a
they
plus le
just had a
compresseur
Rage
et plus
and
rien, c'est
They have
cata.
a Wolf that comes out this summer. Then they have Doom this fall.
C'est
It's
vraiment
like
la
they tend to
merde.
be, their franchises are pretty active workers, I think, versus like putting things.
I like how they don't put all their chips in one basket too.
Yeah.
You know, they have not only Dishonored, they don't, not only your Dooms and all that, but one thing 2019 has proven is that
28, nous
survival
heureusement que le temps
horror
ne
is
passe
back.
pas.
You know, Resident Evil 2, the remake, was so
C'est une
good.
dinguerie, hein.
And so I really do expect, maybe an Evil Within to be
Yeah.
announced this year. And I think with the improvements that I think 2 made on 1, it's probably going to be
J'ai l'impression vraiment que ça
really
avance pas.
good and probably another step forward in the right direction and to continue on the trend, which is survival horror being here as a
No, it's a
mainstay.
good point that they like. Mikami, it's like it's probably another.
50 secondes.
Things. I feel like Bethesda really does build their brands. I mean, they even
Absolutely.
brought Prey back. It's like they.
je suis à fond sur mon téléphone.
So maybe they do something
Je
new.
me
but I
respect
could
mort.
also see another
Et ma
Evil
bouteille de
Within
coca.
come from those guys, which
Là, faut que j'aille la chercher
I'd be
là-bas.
happy with it. Yeah.
If I were writing the script for them this year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you start?
Hop là.
What would be
I'd
the scene?
come off humble and just
Bam.
knowing that, like,
Yeah.
just facing the handful of criticisms that they've had to deal with in the next year,
Yeah.
and reassure people that Fallout 76 will be the game we want it to be.
Yeah.
And then hit us with the games we know about, the franchises we know about, and end with that nice big punch, and maybe even a splash card for Elder Scrolls 6. I'll settle for another splash card.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like. I mean, I think that's so far away, but
Right.
I think
Je
you're
me
right.
taire,
And when
parce que
Pete was
sinon,
here this morning,
On a commencé à
they
déraper
did
sévère.
really seem to say like we have to address that, and some companies would say like, hey, we're just going to focus on the positive and what's next and not mention it.
What's
Even EA
next?
yesterday, it's like didn't really even cover Anthem, and some people were like, oh, that was odd. This game came out and it's sort of the elephant.
Les gars, le
Sounds
compteur
like,
est...
based on what Pete was
Allô
saying, it's like they
Allô,
really
il est
have to
30.
address it. We'll see. Todd Howard is always so good on stage. I'll be interested. Will he?
T'as
walk
pas une
out?
oreillette
Will
pour
he
dire
sort
ferme
of
ta
talk
gueule?
about it? See you tonight.
Yeah, I would expect it. I mean, people have gotten used to now this comeback story. We saw it with
Hello.
No Man's Sky. We saw it with the first division.
Yep.
It's annoying and frustrating,
Alors,
and some people feel
2h30,
misled
hein.
and ripped off.
Et
when
en haut,
the
il y avait
game
un
comes
compteur.
out and it's not as good as it was hyped
C'est quoi
or as
l'intérêt
good
d'avoir un
as
trou
you
sur son
think it
jean?
should
C'est
be.
pour mettre un
We
truc pour
have
cacher le
seen
trou.
that there are studios that will
10
work
seconds
hard
away, Tatil. Sorry to cut you off.
make a better game.
But we're going live right now to the Shrine Auditorium for Bethesda's
See?
E3 press conference. We'll be back right afterward to react.
Non,
Enjoy
merci.
the show.
On va voir. Bethesda, hein, Fallout, tout ça.
There is no game without the players.
Really, it all
Il n'y a
comes
pas
down
de jeu
to
sans les joueurs.
みんな
Ouais,
と
ça
一緒以
déconne.
外は考えられない
On sait pas, sans loup. Ah, ça y est, ça va encore lécher des culs.
there's no one to play it.
No one to interact with it.
意味がないよ
You keep
Ça
us in
stresse.
check.
Ça n'a aucun sens.
And we appreciate that. And through all of it,
You're always there with us
You are definitely not afraid to tell us how you feel.
Ça m'a super ce genre de vidéo. Vraiment.
Your feedback
Oui,
sometimes
on est tous
challenges
là.
us, but it forces us to be
Mais t'es un Canadien, t'es un Français, t'es
always
quoi?
challenging ourselves.
You empathize
Ouais,
with
ah, on
the
s'aime
developers
tous, tout
and
va
the
bien.
community. It's really
On est
beautiful.
studio, on vous aime les développeurs,
I'm
on aime les joueurs.
And I used to take a week off every time a Bethesda game came out.
my name's Mark Diaz, and when I was 8 years old, I used to sneak over to my buddy's house to play Doom.
I'm Rich Lambert. Daggerfall
Insupportable.
was one of the very first games that got me into the Elder Scrolls world.
I'm Dana Christo, and I started out as a 16-year-old gamer who just wanted to bring joy to others through video games.
And now I'm game director at Arcane Studios.
Now I'm a game programmer at id Software.
Now I get to
Ouais,
be a
en gros,
part
ils disent,
of building
oui,
that world as
c'est
the
tel
creator
jeu
of
qui m'a
Elder
donné envie
Scrolls
de jouer,
Now
etc.
I'm a
Et
UI
maintenant,
programmer at Bethesda Game Studios,
je
and
suis
it's
chez eux,
everything
quoi.
I could have dreamed of.
En gros, oui, quand j'avais 5 ans, j'adorais regarder les courses de Formule 1 chez Ferrari, et maintenant je suis pilote. En
We
gros.
see you.
because we are you.
And together,
Together,
En gros, les joueurs sont des développeurs, tu vois.
we are all.
we are all
We are all.
Ouais. C'est la mode d'écraser des crânes. Et Rage 2, c'est tellement pourri. Le jeu has-been au possible, quoi. Evil Within 3 peut-être. Ça sera Blade. Ah, est-ce que ça va être aussi gênant que l'année dernière?
Please welcome Bethesda's Senior Global Vice President of Marketing, Pete
Putain,
Hines.
c'est long. C'est long comme titre. Pire que Daenerys. Ah, d'ailleurs, c'est pas même présentateur. Il me sort bien.
Thank you. Thank you very much. How are you? Feel good? Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Thank everyone watching around the world to tuning in to watch our 5th annual E3 showcase. This is a night dedicated to those who love games, who love the incredible entertainment that games provide. This past year, you fought
Une nuit
demons
dédiée à
on
ceux qui aiment les
Mars
jeux,
and
hein.
Nazis in America. You were assassins in the Empire, adventurers in Tamriel, and survivors. A lot of those. And survivors in the Wasteland. And you've embarked on these amazing adventures on PC, console, VR, mobile, or wherever and however you choose to play. And that's the key. You take the worlds that we create and you make them yours. You share your experiences with other players, with friends, and with family. With our games, you've built large global communities that truly matter. This year, we want to give special recognition to the extraordinary Bethesda community. As you saw in our opening video, you mean everything to us. I've almost been at this company for 20 years. And when I first started,
Les mecs, leur logo, c'est quand même un carré, quoi.
When I first started, one of my first responsibilities was moderating the community forums, chatting with you and keeping you up to date on our games. It was a great way to start my career at Bethesda because it was the perfect reminder of why we do what we do. And like so many others at Bethesda, I've spent a lot of time with you at events around the world. I've enjoyed meeting so many of you and getting your thoughts and feedback. So tonight, we'll be taking time throughout the show to hear directly from some of you in the Bethesda community. We are thrilled tonight to show our fans the lineup of great games we've been creating just for you, including the premiere of some exciting new games, and we'll go deep on Doom Eternal.
Raconte-moi le titre qu'il a cité. Ah, Doom Eternal, ok, d'accord, j'ai compris.
If you're ready, let's kick it off, and to get an update from our friends at one of the most celebrated development studios in the world, Bethesda Game Studios. Please welcome studio head and my good friend, Todd Howard.
Bon, théoriquement, il n'y aura pas de Elder Scrolls 6. Ah bah si, le revoilà. Elder Scrolls 6 de présenter et comment ça s'appelait? Star, je sais plus trop quoi. Alors voilà, le comic de Saris.
An incredibly exciting year at Bethesda Game Studios. Given some of that excitement, impressed you're still here. Actually, over the last year, we've had over 60 million players in our games, our most ever. And it's all of you.
Auto-congratulations. Oh là, school.
It's all of you who have made these worlds what they are. Take Fallout 76.
La merde.
A type of game we'd never done before. Had a lot of difficulties at launch. And we got a lot of well-deserved criticism.
Ça j'avais dit ouais, c'est un jeu qu'on n'a jamais fait auparavant avec tous les problèmes du lancement.
But the team kept working on it, and you kept playing it. And through all of that, something amazing has happened. It's thanks to all of you. This game has one of the best online communities we've ever seen. We made a post-apocalyptic survival game where you can do whatever you want, and everybody's nice to each other.
On a fait un jeu post-apocalyptique où tu peux faire tout ce que tu veux et tout le monde est sympa avec les autres.
This should give us all hope for humanity when the apocalypse does come.
Ça lui donne de l'espoir pour quand l'apocalypse va arriver.
And we have a lot more in store this year for Fallout 76, but first, our latest game, The Elder Scrolls Blades, is in early access. And thanks to all of you, it became our second straight #1 mobile game after Fallout Shelter. Absolutely incredible.
Tu m'étonnes, ça me tuerait.
And to tell you what's coming to Blades, let me introduce project leader Craig Lafferty and art director Matt Carafano.
Bon, voyons voir comment va évoluer Blades.
Thanks, Todd. It's great to be here at E3. And thanks again to all of you for making Blades #1.
As someone who's worked on the Elder Scrolls for 20 years, it's been incredible to bring this world to your phones in an all-new way. We still love those classic dungeon crawlers, and it's clear you do as well.
And whether you're exploring a dungeon or rebuilding your town, it's great to be able to do it wherever you are.
Since it's E3, we're releasing our biggest update yet, featuring all new jobs and solo arena battles. An all-new custom jewelry system, and a brand new dragon quest line.
On donne une bonne raison d'y rejouer.
It has even more, but best of all, it's coming out tonight.
Ah ouais. Tac tac.
Download free tonight and give it a
Joueur.
try.
Oh si je peux le mettre à
And we're
jour.
also hard at work on our arena mode for this fall that'll feature PvP, your own
Blaze.
guilds, and visiting your friends' towns. But most
Ah,
exciting
visiter la
this
ville de
year,
tes potes, ça peut
we're
être cool
also
ça.
bringing Blades to an all-new platform, Switchblades.
Hein? C'est une blague? C'est ridicule quand un jeu portable sur Switch. Eh, Switch c'est vraiment la poubelle des consoles quoi, elle ramasse tout n'importe quoi. Et alors, elle a des jeux chelous, elle a des bons jeux. Zelda, Mario en tête. Splatoon. Elle récupère des jeux de la génération précédente, ça ne se recroit quoi. What the fuck. Elle récupère des jeux mobiles. Quel intérêt? Peut-on jouer à Skyrim sur Switch?
Yes, Blades is
Ouais,
coming
pas.
this fall to the Nintendo Switch, and
Pas de
yes,
mise à jour.
it's still free.
Ah, il est gratuit, encore heureux, encore plus que... Non mais attends...
Blades is the
c'est
perfect
des
fit
ouf.
for the Switch. You can play on the go, on your TV, and with motion controls. But best of all, it's cross-play and cross-progression with the mobile version. So you can
Ah, ça c'est bien.
start tonight on mobile and all your progress
Tu peux
will
commencer
carry
ta
over.
partie sur ton téléphone et
And it's
continuer même
playable
sur Switch.
here at E3
C'est le même
in
game
our
en fait.
booth and Nintendo's.
Ça c'est bien. Bon. Pas non plus... non. Ils surjouent à peine les
For
gens,
those
ils
of
sont
you
payés.
playing on mobile, we also have some special rewards for both our Apple and Google players this week. So download tonight and let us know what you think. Thanks again.
Et pour ceux qui l'ont déjà téléchargé et qui sont là depuis le départ, c'est toujours pareil, hein, dernier arrivé, c'est le premier servi. Hein.
Jeff and Tom
Dans
to
les jeux
tell
c'est
you
comme
what's
ça.
coming to Fallout 76.
Hi, I'm Project Leader Jeff
Yeah.
Gardner.
And I'm co-studio director Tom Mustaine.
On behalf of
Mustaine,
everyone at
ce sera au
Bethesda
dev.
Game Studios, we want to thank the millions of you who have played with us, stuck with us, and helped shape the world of Fallout 76.
On dirait que c'est pas ses vrais bras le mec à gauche. On dirait un mec derrière lui, tu sais, pour faire ses bras.
Incredible what the game has
C'est
become.
trop bizarre.
You've told us how much you've loved this year's updates so far, from camp building, legendary weapons, player vending, and of course, the dreaded sheep squatch. We've also been working on our biggest update yet. It's called Wastelanders. And it will fundamentally change the game.
Ça va fondamentalement changer le jeu. Ouais, pourquoi?
It's been some time since Vault 76 opened its door.
J'avoue, je suis pas du tout client.
And we all discovered that Appalachia isn't
Il me passe
quite
au-dessus,
what
tu
it
vois.
used to be. We encountered a lot of things. Overcame a lot of things. I don't think any of us expected for people to actually come back.
Are you from that vault? Can you help us? We've traveled pretty far. Heard there's hope here in Appalachia. Folk rebuilding, fighting back. We'll fight too, right by
Il y a
your
tout dans la
side.
mémo. Hein. J'avais testé un mémo comme ça il y a longtemps. Et je sais plus comment il s'appelle. C'était vachement bien. C'était ça, un peu moins beau mais bon. Il était gratuit. Je vais chercher les mémos. Post-apocalyptique. Fallen Earth 2009, putain ouais, c'est... Fallen Earth. Ils sont tous sous cocaïne, c'est sûr.
That's right, that's right. Human NPCs are coming to Fallout 76. Not just NPCs, but a full quest line, new rewards, and as you saw, full dialogue trees.
C'est pas ça, hein?
This is a
Il n'y avait pas de choix des
long-term story we're
dialogues.
telling. Year 1 was about the vault doors opening and all of you
Secours.
settling the wasteland. Year 2 is about people coming back to reclaim it. Like previous Fallout games, these characters have their own stories and goals. It's up to you to choose how to interact with them and live with those consequences.
The Wastelanders update is coming this fall and will be free for all Fallout 76 players. And in the spirit of free, we're doing something special just for E3. Fallout 76 is going to have a free trial for everyone starting tomorrow.
Ouais, ça va me faire une bonne raison de le tester.
That's right.
Dans une semaine.
That's right. It's the perfect
Allez, on va
time
tester
to
cette
see
merde.
what Fallout 76 and its growing community have become. We can't wait to welcome all of you. And because
non, je la
so many of you are going to be joining us, we thought we'd also give you a sneak peek this week at an all-new game mode. Check it out.
Nouveau mode de jeu. Battle Royale. Imagine, Fallout Battle Royale.
Your first test
Peut
was
virer.
making it to the vault. Now, your real trial begins.
Portal.
Currently, there is no overseer of Vault 51. Perhaps you will be the one. We are in serious need of leadership, so I have devised a unique process of elimination.
Alors, hiver nucléaire.
Sure way to judge the superior.
Tu le sens le Battle Royale? Non, non, c'est une connerie.
Should prove interesting.
Mais non, putain. C'est un Battle Royale. Ça, c'est la tempête en fait. C'est du feu qui renferme la zone. Arrête. Mais non, c'est pas un BR. Ça peut pas être un BR. Dites-moi que c'est pas un BR. Je sais en fait au fond de moi que c'est un BR. Je suis vraiment beaucoup trop bon à ce jeu de deviner les modes et les jeux. Ah ouais. Putain, le jeu on dirait un free to play sur Steam quoi. Allô quoi.
There can only be one overseer. Good luck.
Oh là là. Oh là là. OMG quoi. Mais mec, mi-2019, ils font un mode Battle Royale. Mais c'est fini les gars, ça a 2 ans un Battle Royale.
That's right. Nuclear Winter is a battle royale born from the Fallout universe. From power armor to perk cards, from camp building to contending with wasteland creatures, and of course my personal favorite, nukes. It's a great free addition to an already huge game. We love playing it and we think you will too.
J'en peux plus.
So check out
Quand
the
Forza
sneak
raison
peek and let us
Battle
know
Royale
what
quoi.
you think. Remember, all of Fallout 76, including Nuclear Winter, is free to try this
En même
week
temps,
on all platforms.
on fera jamais pire que Tetris Battle Royale. C'est même pas une vanne. Ça existe vraiment.
So jump in tomorrow. We can't wait to see you.
Thanks again.
On peut dire que les élections présidentielles c'est un peu une Battle Royale quoi. Un peu petit.
Remember,
Eh ben.
everything we've talked about that's coming this year is free. We get to represent hundreds of passionate developers across 4 studio locations in North America working on multiple projects. Yes, we're still hard at work on our next-gen RPGs, Starfield, and of course,
Starfield.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Ouais, mais on verra rien. Enfin, ils ont annoncé qu'on verra rien.
We know how precious these game worlds are to all of you, and they are to us. We know the time you spend in them is important. Keep telling us what you love, what you'd like to see us do better. Thank you again, everybody, for your support, but really, even more so, I want to thank everybody for believing in us. Thank you.
Ouais, merci de croire en nous, tac
Please
tac.
welcome the founder of Tango Gameworks, Mr. Shinji Mikami.
Ok. En gros, ouais, vous savez à quel point, on sait à quel point vous attendiez Elder Scrolls 6 et Starfield. Hein. Et bah continuez à croire.
I'd like to start by greeting my team in Tokyo. It's Monday morning there, but they are watching. みんなおはようございます。今日真面目にやるよ。
Jamais il sort toujours à parler en anglais, c'est ouf. Hein.
Tonight, I am excited to announce the next game from Tango. Ghost Warrior Tokyo.
Ghost Warrior. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Putain, je sais pas ce qu'ils font Tango, je connais forcément leur jeu, mais là j'avoue ça me revient pas. Tango.
It is an action-adventure game in which you will fight paranormal enemy and rid the city of supernatural evil. I think you love it.
Ah mais c'est les gars qu'on fait Et vous
tell you more about Ghost Warrior Tokyo, here is creative director at Tango.
Ah, je suis vraiment déconnecté quoi.
Nakamura.
Hein?
So many people. Wow. Thank you. ありがとうございます。And such a big stage makes me nervous. I'll do my best to speak in English. We are making a new kind of action-adventure game. It's spooky. But not the survival horror game that we are known for. People are vanishing in Tokyo.
Les gens disparaissent à Tokyo. Hein.
Why.
Et on devrait trouver pourquoi. Oula. Conspiration.
You have to explore the world, face challenges, to
faire face à des challenges.
and save humanity.
Pour sauver l'humanité. Alors déjà, je suis pas bilingue, je comprends pas l'anglais.
Some dangerous, some peaceful.
Mais
and survivors that each
c'est
have
chaud.
their stories. You will need to ask yourself, it is normal or paranormal? I ask
Ok,
myself
d'accord.
this question every
C'est quoi, c'est un jeu
time
d'enquête
I
ou quoi?
go to the office. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. We are very excited. Let's take a look. 見てね. Thank you. Bye bye.
Au moins ils se forcent à pas anglais. Les Américains quand ils font le Tokyo Game Show ils s'en battent les couilles. Putain c'est de la synthèse, j'avais pas fait gaffe. C'est de la synthèse. Ouais, c'est de la synthèse. J'ai eu un doute. Ok. Pas leurs vêtements, ça c'est ouf par contre. C'est pas genre ils disparaissent comme ça, non non, les vêtements ils restent là. Donc c'est juste organique. Pas les chiens. Ok. Et lui non, parce qu'il a un imperméable, du coup il disparaît pas. Ok. Bon c'est une Shinji Mikami hein, forcément ça va être totalement barré hein, avec Wisin et compagnie. Tiens. ramène.
Don't fear the unknown. Attack it.
Ne crains pas l'inconnu, attaque-le. Ok. Pourquoi pas. Mais pareil, y a pas de gameplay. C'est quoi leur problème à pas mettre de gameplay? Enfin si, bah, des gameplay de jeux qui sont sortis l'année dernière, mais... C'est bien de faire des belles images de synthèse, mais...
When I'm not playing Bethesda games, I work as a mechanical engineer.
Putain.
I work in a hospital. I used to work with kids.
I'm an electrician.
I'm an event
Encore des
planner.
mecs qui racontent leur vie.
In real life, I'm a systems administrator, program assistant for a private school for children with autism.
I'm trying to be an artist. I like to think of myself as one.
Make like back-end systems that it's really boring.
Maybe permanently or temporarily, I'm a full-time streamer.
I got a YouTube channel. I make my own yarn.
I'm a social worker.
Teaching inmates. I'm a game developer working at a video game cafe.
I've been a Doom fan since the game came out. I remember being in the 8th grade and
C'est un truc de ouf qu'on va
shareware demo on 3.5-inch floppy disks.
My older brother picked up Fallout 3 and I took his copy and played it when he wasn't home.
Fallout 4. Oh, gosh, that's like my baby.
The scope of that game was just like a lot bigger than things I was used to.
Just setting foot in Shimmering, the first city that you go to in Somerset, it was amazing.
You would look out and you'd be like, oh, I want to go there. And then you could go there, which was wild.
Go out into the world, go in any direction that you want to go.
The exploration and the weirdness and the alienness of it.
I played Oblivion. I tell you, it probably saved my life.
It was one of my first experiences with a fantasy world that was that immersive.
Love the dragons. Scatter the dragons.
You take down a dragon, you can definitely take down any illness.
Don't ever stop adding dragons to your game. Add dragons to Fallout. Add dragons to Rage. Add dragons.
Arrêtez pas de mettre des dragons dans vos jeux quoi. Il y a des dragons dans Fallout et tout. Ils leur donnent pas des idées à la con, ils ont déjà mis Battle Royale. Oh, c'était juste gratuit. Tu as un petit message auto-congratulation. Voilà, ça fait du bien.
Thank you, everyone. Wow, thank you. Yeah! And I just want to shout out to our friend Greg there, the one in the video that really loves dragons. I'm happy to say, Greg, The Elder Scrolls Online has dragons. Right now, in fact, players are deep into the season of the dragon, our year-long story about greed, revenge, cat people, and of course, dragons.
Bon, en vrai,
Tonight's focus on the community resonates with me and everyone at ZeniMax Online Studios because ESO literally would not exist without you. Watching you play the game, streaming, telling stories, hearing your feedback, we understand that you are the most important part of the world of Tamriel.
Évidemment qu'on a la partie la plus importante vu qu'on est les joueurs.
Making ESO the extraordinary adventure it is today. The past year has been a huge success for ESO. More Game of the Year awards, millions more players have joined. So many, in fact, that we recently added more server capacity just to support all the new players in Tamriel. ESO just keeps getting bigger and better. Just a few days ago, we launched The Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere. The latest chapter in the game where you're able to visit
C'est vrai qu'il est suivi, hein, ça je peux pas
the
dire.
homeland of the Khajiit, as well
Ça
as
je peux pas
control
dire.
the dead as the new necromancer
Ils ont
class.
rajouté plein de contenu, c'est
And
cool.
if you haven't played it yet, Elsewhere is the perfect starting point for new players. When we announced Season of the Dragon, we kicked it off by showing you a video about how dragons were unleashed on Elsewhere, and we ended with a cliffhanger. Now, I'm really excited to show you what happens next. Check out the world premiere.
Les gars, je sais pas ce qu'ils prennent, c'est un truc de ouf. C'est parce que je suis tellement fracasse que j'ai l'impression que tout le monde est surexcité. Ah ouais, c'est vrai. Je joue dans le trailer. Bon alors les synthèses sont folles, hein, clairement. Bon, c'est digne de Blizzard. Ça me rappelle quelque chose. Ça. C'est fou, il y a plein de gens qui ont la même idée. Une lance ça fonctionne mieux. Hein. Moi je dis ça. Le cheval il a fait demi-tour direct. Moi qui pensais avoir du mal à buter les dragons dans ce game, je sens moi seul. Ah c'est Doctor Strange. Ah, enfant de dragon? Non. Ah je savais bien. Ouais, c'est bizarre hein. Ouais, c'est ça. On veut les PSA du dragon, on te le coupe pas comme ça. J'ai vraiment vu ça quelque part, hein. C'est bizarre. Sympa.
That's right, another cliffhanger. You may have recognized the return of Sai Sahan, the legendary Redguard Swordmaster. He's the legendary Redguard Swordmaster you met as part of the original.
Je pourrais pas être un live report comme ça. Être avec ton PC dans la salle pour décrire ce qui se passe. Tu manqueras rien en fait. Rien à dire.
He'll be featured in our fourth quarter story DLC named Dragonhold.
Sachant qu'elle est écrite, tu peux pas délatérer comme elle a à l'oral. Hein. Enfin, des belles phrases quoi.
Which will unveil at QuakeCon later this summer. Before then, keep an eye out for a dungeon DLC adventure called Scalebreaker, which you'll see in August.
Encore un Battle Royale.
Thank you so much for your support of the Elder Scrolls Online. We're humbled by your enthusiasm, Your enthusiasm for the game motivates us every day. You guys are seriously awesome. Thank you. But I have something else to talk about. The Elder Scrolls Online isn't the only game in development at ZeniMax Online Studios. We have several other projects, one of which we're ready to reveal tonight.
Au moins t'as des nouveaux jeux.
All about it is the game's creative director, Kira Schlitt.
Foutre la gerbe avec leur mouvement de caméra. Ils ont tous des derniers.
And now, for something completely different. Imagine a classic Saturday morning cartoon in free-to-play mobile game form. Let's take a look.
Dessin animé du samedi, gratuit, sur mobile. Alors soit je suis con comme une pie, soit je ne connais absolument pas ce dessin animé. Parce que c'est pas un truc typiquement ricain. Ça rime. Déjà inventé. Ça c'est marrant. Le générique. La chanson. Ça m'angoisse avec son air.
So, there's a new branch on Commander Keen's family tree, and they're heading to iOS and Android. If you're hearing about Commander Keen for the first time, it was one of the first PC action games created by id Software in the early 90s.
Ouais. Pourquoi?
It starred boy genius Billy Blaze, whose alter ego Commander Keen protected Earth. All of us at ZeniMax Online Studios want to give a really big thanks to our friends at id for trusting us to deliver our modern take on this classic game. So, tonight, as we introduce Commander Keen to a new generation of players, we're also introducing the next generation of heroes. Meet Billy. And Billy. Twin geniuses who follow in their famous father's footsteps. The new commanders are of course funny and powerful, but the game is also full of enemies, allies, and some really bad guys. The twins build wacky gadgets from household items to save the Earth from certain alien destruction. Drag and drop gadgets to summon allies, attack enemies, and move through the environment. Choose from a caboodle of contraptions to conquer challenges. And try saying that 5 times fast. The twins go on adventures in story mode, which tells some of the classic Commander Keen tales, as well as a whole bunch of brand new ones. In story mode, you'll overcome aliens, collect power-ups, and explore Mars and beyond. You can also go helmet to helmet with other players in battle mode, a real-time, head-to-head race through an alien landscape where you need to control checkpoints and claim the flag to gain ultimate victory. Commander Keen will soft launch this summer on iOS and Android phones.
Est-ce que j'ai dit ça Smash Bros? Ouais, Smash Bros.
So, please go visit gokeen.com to pre-register to receive unique in-game rewards and hot Commander Keen launch updates. We really can't wait to kick some asteroid with you all. Thanks.
Ça va toujours faire halluciner à quel point les tout petits micros qu'ils avaient sur scène avaient une qualité de ouf. En fait, le truc qui fait la taille d'une tête d'épingle. C'est incroyable quoi. Bon, ça vaut plusieurs centaines d'euros quoi.
Thank you, Kira.
C'est un délire.
At Bethesda, we, like you, love mobile games. In addition to Blades and the upcoming Commander Keen, millions of you have enjoyed Fallout Shelter, which has now reached over 150 million downloads and counting.
Jamais joué. Bah, je vais pas dedans.
For fans of collectible card
Tu peux le
games, we brought
télécharger.
the Elder Scrolls Legends to mobile, so you could experience the Elder Scrolls in a new way. This year, the Legends community has continued to grow thanks to a lot of upgrades, new features, and new content. It's a great experience for a night of gaming or a quick match over a cup of coffee.
Ah oui, c'est vrai, jeu de cartes qui défonce Hearthstone, clairement. Non, il le défonce pas, mais je le préfère. Oui, très très stylé. Je me relasserai jamais du thème d'Elder Scrolls. Vraiment. Ça c'est drôle. Au calme, hein. Ça choque pas du tout. Hein. Mon merveilleux Elder Scrolls.
Make your play.
On met des dragons dans Legend? Faut arrêter avec ça. Hein. Ouais, et ben. Pas de neuf.
See, dragons.
Vous en foutez partout.
If you enjoy other card games but are looking for something that provides a little deeper challenge, you can download Legends for free on the App Store and begin playing tonight. Legends' next expansion, Moons of Elsewhere, will be available on June 27th for PC, Mac, mobile, and tablet. You can head over to Bethesda.net to get a glimpse at the new cards and content, or play it this week in our booth. I'll see you there, clapping. Now, speaking of new content, 3 weeks ago, we released Rage 2, and now Insanity Rules for millions of players around the world. But we wanted to do more than just deliver a critically acclaimed open-world shooter. We've already added community challenges that reward you just for having fun in the wasteland, and we've got a lot more planned with new features rolling out this week. The world of Rage 2 will become even more unpredictable and even more insane. Take a look.
Avalanche? Mais c'est pas ça qui faisait la cause. On peut rien en fait. En fait ils l'ont transformé en Bulletstorm le bordel. Clairement c'est Bulletstorm. Hein. What the fuck?
That's my next tattoo.
Quoi ce son là? What the fuck? Pourquoi j'entends un son Nintendo derrière? C'était très bizarre.
I got a tremendous surprise for you all.
What the fuck? C'est quoi ce son à la con? Mais what the fuck? Attends. C'est leur truc qui déconne ou? Apparemment.
Please welcome executive producer at Machine
Quoi?
Games, Yerk Gustafsson.
C'est d'où ce son?
Hello everyone.
C'est bien d'où ce son?
After liberating America from the Nazi scum in Wolfenstein 2, the new
On va.
Colossus, this
Très
year
bizarre.
we take you back to Europe with 2 new Wolfenstein games.
De nouveau
First,
Wolfenstein.
we are bringing Nazi killing into virtual reality with Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. As
Il a
a
bon accent pour
hacker
faire ça.
working for the French resistance, you will take control of Nazi war machines and turn them against their creators. Cyberpilot will be available this July, and it's playable this week in our E3 booth. And if you haven't fought Nazis in VR, you don't know what you are missing. But, as I said, we have 2 new Wolfenstein games. This summer, we are going to be launching Wolfenstein Youngblood.
On dirait que c'est écrit avec la police de James Bond quoi. C'est chelou.
With a gameplay experience that is bigger than any previous Wolfenstein game. You will have more weapons and weapon upgrades than ever before, more ways to customize your playstyle, and, of course, even more evil Nazis to kill.
Je vérifie un truc.
And in Youngblood, you can kill those Nazis with a friend. Yes, Wolfenstein is going co-op. Youngblood is set in the 1980s, 2 decades after the new Colossus. BJ Blazkowicz is missing in Nazi-occupied Paris, and it's up to his twin daughters, Jess and Soph, to track him down. In Youngblood, you can still play by yourself, or you can partner with a pal to double up on shooting, stabbing, and killing Nazis. Check it out.
Je m'en tape, c'est bien.
Paris, Nazi country.
That's where Papa is, so that's where we're going.
We can find him together.
I may have an assignment suitable for 2 Nazi killers such as yourselves.
Je pense que je pourrais m'amuser avec Wolfenstein. Je pense. Bon, je peux pas vérifier les chiffres de vente de Rage 2. Dans cette musique. On dirait l'Australien qui fait de la musique électro. Ça a l'air sympa, je sais pas.
Just enjoy life for a second, Jess.
sais plus. Le gars que je vois, c'était... Je sais plus.
Wolfenstein Youngblood releases on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on July 26.
T'as vu comment il arrive à... Enfin, il insiste bien sur Switch. Pour dire, ah, c'est ouf quand même, ça sort sur Switch.
And if you can't wait, stop by our E3 booth to play this week. Thank you. And now, I'd like to welcome to the stage my dear friends from Arcane Lyon, who worked with us on these two Wolfenstein games, Dinga and Sebastian.
Les Français. Ah bah voilà, c'était le mec de Arcane, c'est pour ça. D'où l'accent.
We love you too.
Hi, I'm Dinga Bakaba and game director at Arcane Lyon.
Bonsoir, I'm Sébastien Mitton, art director in the same studio.
So, along with partnering with our good friends at Machine Games on Wolfenstein, we've been working on other projects at Arcane Lyon. And tonight, we're excited to announce our latest first-person action game. It's something innovative, stylish, and different from anything we've done before.
Let me begin by saying bienvenue to the frozen island of Black Reef. This is a place of mystery, where looks can kill. The game takes place during what we say in French is a période de folie, a time of madness.
And now that we've given you a small taste of the world, let us introduce you to our two deadly rivals, Colt and Juliana.
C'est spécial, hein? Ça change de Dishonored, hein? Dishonored, peu importe. Non, toujours pas de gameplay? Ok, d'accord, Bioshock. Ça doit être le paradis et tout le monde s'est buté. Bioshock. Voilà.
My life's purpose is on this island.
And I can't let this go on any longer. The more days I repeat,
The longer that I'm out here,
the more certain I am
of what I have to do. The only way to protect the cycle
the only way to break the cycle
is to kill you.
D'accord, il y en a une qui protège le cycle et l'autre qui essaie de casser le cycle. Ouais, forcément. Typique de Dishonored en fait, c'est le même truc. Eh, les cycles temporels, ça revient à la mode. Hein. Bon, c'est stylé.
Is on my side.
Deathloop. Ouais. Pourquoi pas, faut voir du gameplay par contre les gars, c'est relou hein. Faut voir du gameplay.
Deathloop combines a mind-bending story with meticulously designed levels and of course Arcane signature gameplay that lets you approach every situation any way you like. Because in the endless clash between these two extraordinary assassins, how you play is up to you.
Plus, I think it's really fucking cool!
Il est un peu gênant.
Excuse my French.
Yeah, maybe maybe you should have said that in French actually.
Maybe not.
But it's also pretty fucking true. Because we will take you on a trip unlike any other, and we really hope that you enjoy the ride.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Ils sont bons arcade, hein. Pas chier. Un très bon studio. Allez! Putain les gars, ça faisait quoi 20 minutes qu'ils s'étaient pas branlés? Eh mais Bethesda ils arrêtent pas avec ça, c'est relou. Ah, d'habitude c'est Ubisoft qui fait ça. Supportable. Et je retrouve toujours pas le gars qui est l'électro australien. Quand j'entends la musique, ça m'a fait penser à ça.
My parents were refugees from the Vietnam War, which is why I'm also fascinated by elements of war.
Mais je vais pas le retrouver. J'ai rien, aucun indice de chanson, morceau, album.
For a while, and I told myself I wasn't going to be there anymore. And so now the only dark places that I'm allowed to go are in dungeons and ESO.
Just being someone who is LGBT, it's nice to be able to sit down and play these games and feel accepted for who I am. It's really nice to see that their storyline has some sort of emotional effect on me as a player.
And I just really admire the creativity that goes into the process of making these big worlds with these amazing stories.
Ah, on est quasi à 1 heure, hein.
Building these fantastic worlds and telling these stories comes from a passion to deliver the very best experiences for our players. Hi, I'm James Altman, Director of Publishing at Bethesda.
Oh. And I'm Robert Duffy, Chief Technology Officer at id Software.
Ouais.
Tonight we have some exciting new technology to show you that can dramatically improve gaming for millions.
So for the past 2 decades, we've approached game development not by looking at what is possible today, but with a vision of what can be possible tomorrow. And at Bethesda, we're proud of our legacy of innovation, where again and again we've changed the industry. We were the first to use physics-based engines for sports games. We were groundbreakers with Go Anywhere, Do Anything, open-world RPGs. We are the inventors of the first-person shooter, which is now the world's most popular form of gaming.
C'est vrai. Vous avez entendu FPS, c'est vrai. Avec Wolfenstein, pas Doom.
We are pioneers in downloadable content and the first to bring mods to consoles. And actually, since we first brought mods to consoles in 2016, there have been 1 billion mod downloads for Fallout and Skyrim. We, of course, developed the first commercially viable VR technology, revealed in our E3 booth in 2012. Yes, that is the original VR headset, held together by tape and worn by our very own Tim Willits. And of course, we are well known as developers of best-in-class engine technology with our id Tech engine.
Mais c'est vrai qu'ils sont très connus pour leur moteur de jeu, quoi. Un peu comme Unreal.
Innovation and creativity is in our DNA, and all of these advances were done with one goal in mind: to improve player experiences. So tonight, we have exciting new technology to announce.
We're going to show you the result of years of research and development. Cutting-edge game engine-based technology we've developed specifically for game streaming.
Now, we'd like to introduce you to Orion.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Je sais même pas ce que c'est, arrêtez d'applaudir là.
Orion is a tremendous breakthrough in streaming technology. It is our name for a group of patented technologies that optimize game engines for performance in a cloud environment. Orion can work with any game engine and will improve player experiences no matter which game you're playing or whether you're streaming on Stadia, on xCloud, or another streaming platform. So, how does Orion work?
The exciting game streaming services you've been hearing so much about have largely focused on hardware solutions to address the complex challenges of streaming. There's a lot of words. We used our expertise in developing game engine software and took a different approach. By incorporating Orion technology at the game engine level, we're able to stream game content up to 20% faster per frame.
Enfin ouais, c'est une technique implantée dans le jeu pour réduire le décalage en fait. Vu que le plus gros problème de jouer en stream comme ça, en fait, bouge ta manette, tu fais une commande, la commande est envoyée sur les serveurs, est calculée sur le jeu, sur le serveur et renvoyée en vidéo. Voilà. Sans le coup avoir du lag dans le solo quoi.
So it won't matter if your friends and family are sucking up all the bandwidth or if you live far away from a data center. With Orion, you'll still be able to stream your game at max settings.
En fait avec ça, ça permet de réduire l'utilisation de la bande passante en gros. Streamer plus mais avec moins de données quoi.
Now, as with any new computer technology, one must ask the question: can it play Doom?
Good question. Can it stream an unrelenting, fluid, first-person shooter with native 4K resolution at 60 frames per second?
4K en 60 FPS en streaming. Je parle pas de streaming.
I'd like to introduce Shale Williams, tech specialist from id Software, who is showing you just that here live on stage.
So Shale is streaming an Orion-enabled Doom 2016 right now to that mobile device. As you can see, there is no reduction in visual fidelity. That's Doom.
Il n'y a aucune preuve que c'est elle qui joue.
60 frames per second without perceptible latency.
C'est pas elle qui
And we
joue.
want you all to experience this powerful streaming technology yourself as we test and refine it. So for a chance to be among the first in the world to stream Doom 2016 for free, all you need to do is join the Doom Slayers Club by registering at slayersclub.com tonight. Because
Je comprends pas du tout.
everybody could use a little more Doom in their lives.
And we'll see you in hell.
Allez, un nouveau Doom. Bon, ils finissent par Doom, c'est ça, hein, on tape l'heure. Hein. Bon, c'est vrai que c'est stylé Doom quand même. Hein. On rappelle toujours Doom 3 sur la première Xbox. Visuellement, c'était une dinguerie. Oh non.
They are no longer your people to save.
Ouais, ça envoie. C'est pas mal.
That was awesome. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Marty Stratton, the executive producer of Doom Eternal. And I'm... Thank you. And I'm Hugo Martin, the game's creative director. As you just saw, we're not just building a world for Doom, it's an entire universe. Earth is on the brink of annihilation. It's being consumed by demons. And your crusade to save it will take you across dimensions, to locations never seen before in Doom, from heaven and hell to the Sentinel homeworld
Le
and
paradis,
beyond.
hein?
Yeah.
Faut aller au paradis dans le maintenant. Tout fout le camp.
There is so much to see and discover, but Doom is first and foremost about gameplay. And Doom Eternal promises to be the ultimate power fantasy. The fun comes from mastering the experience because you are the Doom Slayer, the strongest, fastest demon killer in existence, and nothing can stand in your way.
Absolutely. Of course, the challenge in Doom is all about handcrafted combat, but also engaging level design. And in Doom Eternal, the game always has something new to throw at you, even deep into the campaign. Let's take a look.
Incroyable. C'est tellement fluide, c'est tellement nerveux. Ah ouais. Mais what? On dirait un niveau de Super Mario mais en FPS. Ah ouais. Hardcore de ouf. Ah, c'est Doom, hein.
Thanks. You know, it's so important to us at id Software that every aspect of the gameplay has real meaning to you, the player. Every enemy is different, every weapon has a purpose, and every decision you make really counts. The only path to victory in Doom Eternal is to aggressively control the fight with amazing agility, powerful guns, and critical resources.
That's right, I'll tell you, we absolutely can't wait for you to play it. And some of you won't have to wait too long. If you are lucky enough to be in the room tonight, you'll have a chance to play it immediately following the show.
Ouais, bah forcément. Il est jouable direct.
And for those not here, but at E3 this week, we'll have Doom Eternal playable in the Bethesda booth all week.
Yeah. But enough talk. Let's see how it all comes together. And watch as this perfect killing machine goes to work.
Trop stylé.
Charting a flight path to Mars. Calculating thrust vectors. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Approaching planetary entry phase. Prepare for turbulence.
C'est vraiment l'enfer. Tous les sens du terme. Ah ouais. Ce bordel. Non mais en fait tout le monde veut ta mort. Quoi. Le mec résiste déjà à quoi? 3 grenades? Avec du gros métal quoi. Le OU on dirait une version plus virile du OU de Minecraft. Ouais. Oh putain. Ce bordel. Rechercher. Oh comment c'est classe. J'ai vu s'abuser visuellement là. Gosse. Ouais, je suis pas client mais c'est vrai que Doom ça fait le taf.
Thanks. All right. That was classic. Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks. We're so excited because the gameplay that you just saw is just a piece of what you're going to play this week at E3. Yeah.
Ouais, on remballe.
But I bet a lot of you are wondering, when do we get to play Doom Eternal at our home?
Well, you don't have to wait too much longer. Not quite tomorrow.
Non, pas demain.
But Doom Eternal will release on November 22nd.
Ok, bon, ça sort récemment quoi. Enfin, récemment. Bientôt.
We're very excited about that, and we've got something really special for Doom fans. An amazing collector's edition we're really proud of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's an actual helmet.
Ah ouais?
Yeah, you could wear that thing.
Arrête. Arrête. Très intéressant.
This guy's already got it.
That's right.
Already a badass.
He's already got one on.
Trop bien.
All right, well, we've got one more thing we know that you've been waiting to hear about. Our totally new Doom multiplayer experience.
Alors Doom multijoueur, ça va être sympa.
Battle mode. We've been developing this in-house at id, and it's unlike anything you've played before.
Yeah, we've been so pumped at id to share this with you. This is pure Doom, but with your friends, where two player-controlled demons take on one fully loaded Slayer in a fight to the death. This is a first-person fighter, where it's demon strategy versus Slayer skill.
You know, we can't wait, because we know you'll love the different play styles of the various demons, because each has unique movement, attacks, and abilities.
They can even spawn AI demons to control the battlefield and help you take down the Slayer. It's strategic, competitive, and it's a ton of fun. And we can't wait to share more details with you this year at QuakeCon.
That's right, a lot more to share at QuakeCon, but before we go, we do want to take a first look at Doom Eternal's new multiplayer. On behalf of our amazing team at id in Dallas and Frankfurt, Germany, we want to thank you all so much for your support.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Ça c'est drôle. C'est un peu ce qu'avait pu faire j'ai oublié son nom. Le jeu où t'incarnais un gros bestiau qui devait évoluer, bah Evolve. Et t'as 4 joueurs, 5 joueurs qui te courent après. Bon en vrai la base faisait défoncer à chaque fois mais... C'est un peu le même délire, pourquoi pas. Hein. On a dit du... On le combat.
Another round of applause, please, from Marty Hugo and all of our presenters tonight. And for everyone at our studios around the globe that have worked so hard on the great games you've seen tonight, we say thank you. 2019 marks 25 years of Doom. So, to celebrate, we will be going all out with Doom at QuakeCon this summer. We're adding a whole host of panels and activities dedicated to Doom, which we call DoomCon.
Huh?
Yeah, see what we did there? We took out the Quake and put Doom. We hope you can come hang out with us in Dallas at our inaugural event in London. If you can't, please tune in online. Until then, go to Bethesda.net for more info on all the games you saw tonight. If you're here at E3 this week, we'll have hands-on with many of our games, so be sure to stop by our booth. In the meantime, thanks for playing, thanks for watching, and thanks to all of you for being part of the Bethesda community. Have a great night.
Ok. Ouais. C'est pas la folie, mais bon. On a vu pire quoi. C'est mieux que Microsoft. Non, je dis conneries. Ouais, ça, putain, mais j'en peux plus. J'en peux plus. Il me fatigue à un point. Vraiment, très fatigant. Mais du coup, on a 12 minutes de Devolver. On va enchaîner. Il me paraît bizarre qu'ils soient aussi proches l'un de l'autre. Tac tac. En 4 heures. Non, ouais, c'est sympa. Petit Doom. Le nouveau jeu d'Arkane, forcément, est stylé. Deathloop. Voilà. Pourquoi pas. Elder Rollblade sur Switch, ça ne sert à rien. Le Battle Royale de Fallout, ça ne sert à rien. Pour Edge 2, on va faire comme si ça n'existait pas. Ouais, Deathloop quoi. Voilà. Et Doom. Et Wolfenstein. Non, globalement ça va. Ils ont tiré la leçon de l'année dernière. Leur conférence était propre. Non, ça va. C'était sympatoche, pas grand chose à dire là-dessus. Devolver normalement dans 10 minutes et ça va être les pires.
That was Bethesda's BE3. I'm back here in the studio and we've got
About
another hour and a half of content for you guys with a lot of great games coming by to tell you more about everything happening here at E3. But right now, we've got our panel reacting to all things.
Qu'est-ce que je voulais dire? Bah c'est non, c'est tout. Pour ceux qui veulent ça sur YouTube comme d'hab la description, tout ça, tout ça. Ça me paraît bizarre qu'il y ait que 10 minutes entre Devolver et Bethesda. Ah oui, mais c'est vrai que Devolver, c'est pas eux qui diffusent. C'est vrai, il va falloir aller sur Twitch. Ils diffusent pas le 3. C'est pour ça qu'ils vont parler et blablabla. Bref, du coup, petite pause, tac tac, et on va aller chercher la chaîne Twitch de Devolver et puis la chaîne Twitch de Devolver. Et ça va être galère à streamer et à commenter. Voilà.